Saina. I offer my most loving pranams at Bhagwan's lotus feet, and I pray to Swami that he gives us all the understanding that he alone is the one who speaks, he alone is the one who listens. Brothers and sisters, elders, Saram to all of you. We are celebrating a day which we believe is the day on which Swami declared his avatarhood, the day on which Swami revealed his true nature. But interestingly, though we call the 20th of October as the Avatar Declaration Day, the declaration or the revelation itself happened over an extended period of time. I'm sure most of you are aware of Swami's childhood and the events that occurred during that period. Swami would materialize objects, Swami would take children to the Kalpavriksham and materialize many fruits from that tree. Swami would pull out objects from an empty bag. But that time Swami would tell those children that if you talk about this to other elders, I will stop doing these things. So it was kept under wraps. But slowly after Swami moved on to Urvakonda, is one of the most important episodes that happened on 8th of March 1940. It was the day after the Shivratri of that year when Swami came back after the night's worship. And the legend is that there was a scorpion bite incident, but a scorpion was not found, and Swami just revealed much later that it was just a moment where he chose to reveal himself. After that time, Swami started behaving very differently from the boy whom he was known to be. And there were some incidents during that time when Swami went into a faint. It looked like Swami was in a coma, and they tried different things. They got a doctor, and somebody got a sorcerer. And even during that time, Swami looked at the sorcerer and said, "What are you coming here to cure me for? Don't you recognize me? I am the one whom you have been worshipping all these years. So offer your salutations and get lost." So that was one moment when Swami showed who he is. And then after that, the episodes in Kadri and all of those incidents where the family was desperately trying to get back this child who had started behaving so differently. After all those episodes, they said, all right, we'll put him back to school. We'll take him back to Urvakonda, let him join the school. Maybe the environment at school with friends, things will change. So they take him back to school. And during the vacation, again, that incident at Hampi, where Swami showed that he was one with the deity at the temple at Hampi, the Virupaksha deity. But none of these were proof enough. All the while, the family, especially the elder brother, were thinking that they could do something still to reclaim this child of their family. But Swami would say that it happened on the 20th of October, the day we are here to celebrate, when Swami was one day going to school. He lost that collar pin which was given by the government officer who had taken him to Hampi. And on that day, Swami said that this is the moment. And Swami would chant a beautiful poem, sing a beautiful poem, saying that this was the poem that I sang on that day. When Swami went back to his home, when only his sister-in-law was there, he threw the bag of books and he said, "I am no more your Satyam." And Swami sings that poem, "Nenu sayini teliyumu nikkamuganu, mamata bayumu yatnamul manukunumu, paase naku mitodi deha sambandham inka, Kaadu nanpatte mari yetti ghanuni kaina." So till then, this family was still trying. They were taking him to a doctor, they were taking him to holy people. They thought that this boy was possessed by somebody called Sai Baba. But on that day, Swami said, "Nenu sayini teliyumu nikkamuganu." This is the truth. This is the final fact. Yatnamul manukunumu. He said, give up your efforts. You can't do anything about this. You have to accept this truth. And Swami said, "Kaadu nanpatta mari yetti ghanuni kaina." He said, however great one may be, however immensely scholarly one may be, he cannot change me from my resolve. Swami said, my devotees are waiting, my task is waiting for me, I have to go. So this was the moment when Swami said, though he was revealing all through his childhood what his divinity is, it was on this day, the 20th of October, Swami said, there is no more going back. This is the reality. and you all have to deal with it. And as I said, the incident was marked by the loosing of the collar pin. And we had the opportunity to speak to one of Swami's schoolmates, the son of Mr. Anjanelu. We all would be aware of that person. It is in his house Swami went and sat on the rock and sang Manasa Bhajare. His son, I think his name is Narsimdas, used to travel with Swami every day from home to school. And on that particular day, Swami lost that collar pin. And for a few minutes, Swami was very, very panicked. He was searching, they were searching all around the school, in the playground. But suddenly Swami stopped. And Swami said, "My eyes left me." And these little children around Swami were surprised. What was this boy speaking about? And when Swami was referring to that incident, Swami had much later written a beautiful song on that incident. Swami would sing, "Collar pin nokati jari kanapadaledu, marpu kaligenu nadu." He said that was the day when the collar pin was lost, and that was the day the change came. So though the revelation was slow, though the declaration was happening over many, many years, Swami said that was the day that brought the change. So in many ways, though we are here and calling it the Avatar Declaration Day, though we are calling it the day Swami established himself as an avatar of the age, we are actually celebrating the day of change. And the change is, Swami says, I am divine, I have come before you, and when you recognize this fact, things will change. Everything changed for that little family. It was a very small and simple family in Puttaparthi, not very sophisticated. They were all very, very ordinary people. But when Swami declared this, their lives changed. And it is that change that we are celebrating. And when Swami said that day is the day of change, I think that is a hint for all of us. How do we have to observe this day? What should this day remind us of? We all would have seen, when a couple gets married, eventually when they get a child, when an infant comes home, the entire household changes, right? A small baby coming into the house, the lives of all the people in that household changes. Everything is centered around that child. And, I've had brothers and cousins who get children when they're born. You would see that the clothes will be hanging all around the place, the play toys, when the child starts crawling around, and you're all scared, what will the child pick up and put in their mouth, so you keep the house clean. A small infant coming into the house causes so much change. The challenge that Swami is throwing at us is, I am coming into your life, and this is my reality, this is my divinity, and I am entering your lives. How much are you going to change? How much is your life going to modify to acknowledge this presence of this new person, of this divinity which you have come to meet with? And I feel the Avatar Declaration Day is a day of such a change.
Manasa Bhajare Guru Charanam, Dusthara Brahma Saagara Tharanam. Manasa Bhajare Guru Charanam, Dusthara Brahma Saagara Tharanam. Bhajare Guru Charanam, Dusthara Bhava Saagara Tharanam. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namah Om Namah Shivaya. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Aruna Shiva. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Aruna अरुणाचल शिव अरुण शिव ओंकारं बाबा ओंकारं बाबा ओंकारं बाबा ओम नमो बाबा मानस भजने दुष्कर भव सागर तरणम मानस भजने गुरुचरणम दुष्कर भव सागर तरणम महाराज गुरु जय जय साईनाथ सद्गुरु जय जय गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय साईनाथ सद्गुरु जय जय